Virgo, welcome to your in-depth reading for yours and theirs, and your message has been brought to you by Our Lady of Perpetual Lawn Care. I don't know who they think they're fooling. We've had a dry spell, and by that I mean scorching heat for months. We had rain for a couple of hours in one day, and we get the lawnmowers out. Like there's anything to cut, Virgo. Maybe people just relax. We get a little bit of water, just a little bit of rain. Lawnmowers. That hasn't even had a chance to grow, honey. Anyway, welcome to your in-depth reading for yours and theirs. Yeah. Hi, my name's Christina. I'm a little different. So is my neighborhood. Once more, and like always, your person does not have to be a significant other, spouse, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or lover. It's whomever fits that particular dynamic, which means I could be describing a friendship, a family member, a coworker. For all I know, it's up to you, okay? So, like always, take what resonates, leave it as not, reverse energies as it applies, more so with yours and theirs. If you do not resonate with it at all, which is also, again, perfectly normal, as it is a collective reading, not a one-to-one. Check your other placements, you will find yourself in there somewhere. Thank you. Okay. I have to say all that, honey, because if it doesn't resonate, people get mad. If it resonates, but in all the wrong ways, people get mad. And then I just refer them back to the opening. What's going on, please? Show me Virgo and their person. Show me Virgo and their person. Show me Virgo and their person. What's going on? Show me Virgo and their person. I'm going to start with your side, but as I just said, reverse those energies as you need to. Wheel of Fortune, time has passed. King of Pentacles, that's you. Three of Wands. Three of Cups, Page of Cups. Yeah, they're open to it. Connection, Eight of Cups, Four of Swords. Yeah, I can see stuff went down. Congratulations, you two are gonna heal your shit. Overview of the dinosaurs. That's it. If you just wanted the short and dirty, honey, that was the short and dirty. Woo! That had to have been the shortest one I've ever done. 2 minutes. No, it makes perfect sense. So if you are already that Virgo that's rolling your eyes, or you're disgusted, or I don't want anything to do with them, they're an asshole, they're a narcissist. I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about someone else. I'm talking about something that essentially we want to connect with. Time has passed between you both. You actually would like to. The Virgo I'm looking at isn't lying to themselves. Time has passed. King of Pentacles coming from a head of state that says practicality, reliability, I know myself, I know what I can do, is actually looking forward to this in time. Or you have been for some time. Looking out on the horizon, Three of Wands with hope and some sort of expectation. Just so long as it's reasonable hope and reasonable expectation, I'm all for it. I just don't advocate waiting. Okay? You have to know what's in your best interest. And some of you may not know that you're waiting, but low-key, maybe you are. I don't know. We'll see. Their side, Three of Cups, Page of Cups, Six of Cups. Yes, they are open to reuniting with you. Okay. It actually looks incredibly sweet. All right? Yeah, but Six of Cups is that. It's nostalgia. You know, it's the sweet connection of the past, soulmate, soul bond type thing. They're reflecting upon you in this way that says, I would like to open my heart towards Virgo. You know, we were able to bring it together once. Perhaps we can do it again. That type of thing. And it's peaceful. Their energy is peaceful. Okay? They recognize the connection. It's unique. They know they love you. Okay? It may not be over the top. They may not be in love, but they do know that they love you. And they also love the connection in and of itself, which is always a healthy thing. If you can't respect the connection, then you're not going to keep it, right? So we want to see that person respect the connection. I want to see you respect the connection too. It has to mean something to you, or what's the point? And what's shared between you two, Eight of Cups, yeah, there's some emotional separation. Somebody walked, somebody wasn't emotionally available. Perhaps it was a little bit of both. Somebody wasn't emotionally available, therefore the other person walked. One usually begets the other. Thing is that time has passed. Fast forward, Four of Swords. And also you're showing me the Wheel of Fortune, so there is a recognition here of time having passed. But the Four of Swords says, I've been thinking on this, I've been reflecting upon it, and I believe you both have. And you're both showing me a really strong willingness to heal. The Hermit here is a really good indicator of healing outside, okay, in our 3D energy. And not just with ourselves, but with other people. Temperance is really good for an internal check, an internal thermometer of healing, if you will. But the Hermit is more like the experience in the real world, okay. So I'm saying beautiful healing here. Four of Swords, the Hermit, those two together, beautiful, love it. And, you know, whomever was emotionally unavailable, perhaps they can open up a cup. And whomever walked, perhaps they can walk back. But so long as the healing is real and valid, then that's all I care about. Reconnection isn't a failure unless you see it that way. If you believe reconnection is the ultimate form of failure, then it is. Just don't. That's it. Done. You don't have anything to worry about. It's not your reading. If you see reconnection as a form of triumph and healing one's differences with someone else, then you win. Assuming that person cooperates, then you both win. There you go. 9 of Swords. Kicking it off with stress, the mental stress. Show me why you're stressed out, honey. Let's see that 9 of Swords. I don't know when that became a normative. Okay. It became a normative at some point to call everybody a narcissist instead of just saying, asshole, which would be better. But now everybody's a narcissist, right? And nobody is really a narcissist. It's just the ever-increasing rise of self-interest, thanks largely in part due to social media, which is ironic given what I do. But there's an ever-increasing rise that in tarot, for some reason, that reconnection is being viewed as a failure. And why? Because we vowed to never see so-and-so again? Because we vowed to hate that person? Does that sound like somebody who's healed? I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I'm not into the trend. I see reconnection of triumph so long as two people have learned what they needed to learn. And then peace can be made. What happens after that is what happens after that. 9 of Swords is 9 of Swords. Let's take a look at that 9 of Swords. Show me that 9 of Swords, please. Four of Cups, yes, you are unhappy. Knights of Cups, emotional expression, the Chariot. You want to get out of your unhappiness, okay? You're tired of overthinking it. You're tired of overthinking your unhappiness. You're tired of overfeeling your unhappiness. And you're tired of the stress of all these things. I can see that you've been unhappy, particularly in the emotional expression, okay? You didn't like what happened. It doesn't feel right because it isn't right. It doesn't fit you correctly. You do want to move forward. And I like that. I believe you when you say you want to move forward. And you want to move forward in opening up. That's what he does. The Knights of Cups. You would think the Knight of Cups is female. It's male because he requires more nerve to open up. That's why. It's considered masculine vulnerability. The Knight of Cups is my point. And the Four of Cups, we've been unhappy. Love going in, love going out. Okay, I'm not happy with what was presented to me, and I'm not happy with what I presented to someone else. It's an emotional jerk circle. It goes around like this. And he, knowing better, wanting to feel better things, would like to express himself more appropriately, more strongly with the Chariot. He's better equipped to this as opposed to this. So the Knights of Cups would like to move in the direction that's positive and get out of the stuckness and all the mental stress that's attached to it, all the bullshit, the what ifs, the drama, the mental ache in the head, the emotional ache in the heart of being dissatisfied, restless, and unhappy, and not being happy with not doing anything. We want to do something about it. We feel it inherently, so this is a good, strong feeling, and this is what I trust. I don't trust these two. These two together can get people into a lot of weird states, man. We convince ourselves of things that aren't true, and it just amplifies the anxiety, it amplifies the unhappiness. Whereas when somebody really wants clarity about what they're feeling, or what the other person's feeling, then by God, they'll find it, or they'll figure it out. But staying back here just makes things that much worse, and you don't want to stay stuck there, do you? No. There's a beauty within you that would like to come forward. What happens to that beauty, I don't know. But I congratulate you for feeling it and allowing yourself to feeling it to flow through you. And I hope it's greeted on the other side. Okay? Wherever it's going. Okay, may the force be with you. Alright, let's see this Wheel of Fortune. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune, please. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing for you in some way. As well as time having passed. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune, please. Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, Six of Wands. In the past, I see you working. I see you diligently working in the past on something that you understood to be a relationship. Four of Wands, Six of Wands, and it felt good. It did. It felt good. It felt good to put real practical work into it. It felt good to put real practical work into it. All right, 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 6 of Wands. Like, yes, this feels good. This is a good direction. Okay, I'm putting the best of myself into this relationship, and it makes me feel good. I'm nailing this contract, right? The 4 of Wands is some sort of relationship contract. I don't automatically assume marriage, nor should you. But it's the suggestion that you and I are in this, and I'm putting my best in it, and by golly, it feels good to put my best of myself into this. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel like I'm putting the best of myself into something that goes beyond me. So it gave you a lot of confidence and comfort to put yourself into something over and over again and say, this is me. This is my construct. This is my contract. And I like it. I like it a lot. It feels good. It looks good on me. And it gave you some pride, you know, to put the best of yourself into something, and you stood by it. It's like, this is mine, and I put the best of myself into it. And time passed like this for some way in some sort of relationship here. Let's see that King of Pentacles. Let's fast forward it just a wee bit. Show me that King of Pentacles, please. Show me that King of Pentacles. Show me that King of Pentacles. Show me that King of Pentacles. Nine of Cups, Temperance, beautiful, beautiful. And in the meantime, look at that, that's so gorgeous. I love this. Nine of Cups, Temperance, Six of Pentacles, absolutely beautiful. Strong love of yourself, strong sense of self-interest, but in a way that says, I'm going to be compassionate towards myself. I'm better in tune with me. I understand what the priorities are. The Six of Pentacles, I understand, man. I understand the priorities. I understand that I should come first. I understand what Christina's been talking about and won't shut up about, is that everything begins with the self. And when I understand that everything begins with the self, look at how I flourish in my 3D world. Yes. Yes. 100% yes. 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 Okay. Three of Wands. Let's see what you're looking out towards. Three of Wands, I love this, I do. You have shown yourself so much compassion and healing on the inside, as we were discussing with Temperance. Strong sense of balance, cooperation, honoring thy contracts to the best of your abilities. Feeling good about you and your overall state. Let's see that Three of Wands, please. Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Lovers. Yes, go baby, go! Oh, I'm cheering you on. No, that's interesting. That is really, really interesting. This is really, wow. The trajectory is amazing. That is amazing. That's really good. Man. Damn. I don't know what this relationship was, honey, but when you put yourself into it, it made you feel good, right? It felt good. And at first, it might have been a little bit on the ego side, like, haha, this is mine. This is mine. And I know where that comes from. I think more so with the earth signs. There's a certain sense of confidence attached to things when you start killing it in your 3D world, and it's like, this is mine. There's that sense of pride and ownership that I would associate with the earth signs, that when they're doing well, I see it reflected in their outside world. So I can't say I'm surprised. And I say it all the time. The more an earth sign gets comfortable in their environment, their confidence rises, and then it gives them more room to explore. So in other words, you have a home base. And once you understand what your home base is, your confidence builds, you put more into it, you want to expand. And that's exactly what I see you doing. It's a very classic earth energy here. And I love this. You've gotten so in tune with who you are and what you're about. And the thing is like, you're not done. You're not done. I don't know that you know that, but you're not done. At some point in the future, you look forward to expanding your world into essentially an empire, a functioning empire, and you don't want to do it alone. There's somebody you want in there with you, and it's a very specific someone. So that's lovely. It's the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Lovers. That's a very specific person. That's not vague at all. That's a very specific person. Ooh, come on, baby, light my fire. That's what I'm talking about. That's having it all right there. I am Virgo and I have it all. Or you want to. You'd like to. You anticipate? So that's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid vision. It's a little further out on the horizon. In other words, it's not immediately in front of your face. It's not graspable just yet. There's a bridge here. I can't see it. But the energy that when you look out on the horizon and you see a future, this is what you see. And it's a strong vision. It's very strong. It's like, it's almost like you're looking at, and you're like, Christina, I want all that. And you're like, I want all of that. Thank you. Order up, dear universe. You heard me. I put in my order. Maybe life is Whataburger for you. I actually don't mind what I don't eat fast food, but I have to say they make a really good chicken. They do. They make a decent chicken sandwich. Of course, you go to a burger place and I get chicken because I'm weird. There you go. But they make good chicken, so don't knock it till you try it. Anyway, this is interesting. This is interesting. There's a certain pride here. I can't put my finger on it, but when I see it, it makes me happy and it makes me curious at the same time. That joy that you were putting effort into this relationship, it made you feel good. It made you feel really good, triumphant. Fast forward a little bit. You're so in tune with you and you've healed yourself so much. Honoring the contracts. But you're like, I'm not done. It's almost like you're telling me, in fact, Christina, I'm so not done. In fact, I'm just getting started. And I like that. That's sexy. That's admirable. I love that energy. I'm just getting started. I like that. I like that. I like that. I respect that. I understand that. It's like, honey, I'm just getting started. I like that. That's good energy. It really is. I like this. And it's interesting. See how much there's something here about you wanting to get out of this, and you got to do what you need to do. You want to move it forward, but from the best place in you. I agree. I hate that it's so vague. I want to see. I'm so curious to see how you're, quote unquote, just getting started. All right, let's see this person. 3 of Cups, Page of Cups, 6 of Cups. Yes, absolutely. It's interesting. Let's see this person's 3 of Cups. Bare minimum on that baseline, yes, they would like to connect with you or reconnect with you and open the heart space just a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit. Let's see that 3 of Cups, please. Let's see that 3 of Cups. Show me that 3 of Cups. Huh. 9 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups. There it is. It's consistent. It's matching. Yeah. They reflect upon you. They've had a lot of healing too, so that's good. I like it when people are more capable of meeting and or reconnecting in a better space than when we last them. And that's why I don't see reconnection as a failure. I mean, people who are determined to see it as a failure, it's speaking to the worst parts in them that are afraid to be hurt. And so you probably shouldn't, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Sometimes we have to reconnect to see how far we've come, okay? And to show that there's so much more to life than where we last left ourselves. 6 of Cups, they're meant to be stakes, guys. Like if you've ever walked miles before and you see the markers about how far you've come, that's kind of what the 6 of Cups is, or a lover's journey. Is every now and again you can see how far you've come when you walk the miles or you run the miles, and you run into that soul bond, you run into that soulmate, and you can see how far you've come from when you've last seen them, and they can have a similar reflection. That's why they're in their life, because if they didn't give you those strong impressions, you wouldn't have any reason to learn, change, or transform. So they're telling me that they've done a lot of healing on themselves, 9 of Pentacles, and understanding about who they are in this connection and what it's meant to them and what they've learned from it. So this person's not shy about healing either. They level up too, or they have leveled up. Their energy is beautiful. They have healing properties within them as well, just as much as you did, okay? It's beautiful. 6 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, strong sense of self, aptitude, what we can do, what we cannot do, But, yeah, they've healed on you quite a bit over the years as well, or years. I don't know that it's years. Perhaps it is. I don't know. But time has passed. You've shown me that. They've shown me that. They say the connection between you two is ultimately healing. And it's taught them a lot of things about themselves and who they are, which again is what these connections are supposed to do. Okay. Let's see that Page of Cups. I'm not saying either one of you is perfect, but you're both rather very beautiful, you know. It's really interesting. I know it's so terribly vague, and wow, but it's so beautiful. It's a vague sort of beautiful, so I'm not going to argue with it. Okay. What? Hey. I'm with the both of you. Leave the past in the past. You both have come a long way. I mean, you know, it's gorgeous. Page of Cups, the Knights of Wands, Ten of Cups, Ten of Swords. Okay. Okay. Despite whatever pain they might have experienced with you, they're still showing me a willingness to open up with enthusiasm. Okay. They're still showing me a willingness to open up. You know? Whatever happened, whatever. They're still showing me optimism towards you, a willingness to try, no matter how small. Again, this connection taught them a lot. Who they are, the growth and all that. What it serves, how this connection served them. They themselves looks like they're coming from an ending of something else, to be perfectly honest. And that's okay. That's life. That's life as we know it. You know? But yeah, they want to open up and try. They're excited. They seem to be fairly level-headed. They're pretty straightforward, honestly. Just their energy's pretty straightforward as a person. And despite whatever heaviness that has surrounded them, they kind of exude a positive disposition regardless. You know? And they seem to understand personal responsibility, personal healing. And they're open to positive influence. And it's lovely. It's very positive. The both of you. Let's see that Six of Cups again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see that Six of Cups again. Judgment. Yeah, the Eight of Cups and the Page of Cups, yeah. It's one of their lessons that they have attached to them that if they emotionally walked away from you, they have a lesson in learning to open the heart back open towards you. So long as you both feel safe and secure in this, there's no reason why. You know, it's kind of a trust thing. Emotional trust to open back up. This seems to be a conscious decision as well as a lesson for this person. They love the bond, they love the connection, learning a lot from it, they admit that. But it is a choice for this person to emotionally open up. That suggests vulnerability. You had something similar on your opening as well. Okay? There you go. It's lovely. But yes, to re-engage in this and to trust to re-engage in it. Okay? And that, you know, comes from a fear of being hurt. Especially if you two have a pre-existing history or they are coming off the end of another relationship, whatever. But it is a lesson to open up for the both of you. You kind of tackled that on your opening. And it's interesting, you have such a strong vision of the future. And not as vision, but hope. Really strong hope. Really strong. It's so solid in your eyes of who they are and what they mean to you. You see them as your particular Queen of Cups, as well as your Lovers. And they see you as someone that they have to consciously choose to emotionally open up towards and to trust from an emotional point of view. That's their particular lesson. That's something that they had to learn in the connection with you or around you whenever you last two intersected. You know, struggling with that level of vulnerability, especially after pain and endings and things like that. It's not easy. And that's why it's assigned to this particular person. That's their lesson. You had your lessons in this too. But one of them being to honor yourself and to understand what it is that you would choose for yourself. The opening is so interesting for you. It made you so happy to put yourself into this relationship, whatever it was. It's beautiful. I can see that you two have a certain little shared history here at the Eight of Cups and the Four of Swords and the Hermit. Let's get into that. Let's see that Eight of Cups, please. Let's see that Eight of Cups, please. Yeah, I know it's pain on both sides. Okay, the Moon, the Five of Pentacles. You know, whatever the past is between you, there's that shared, there was distrust on both sides. Okay, it was an equal division as far as I could tell. Of secrets and fears, secrets and fears, and secrets and fears. Okay, they already have the Eight of Cups attached to them, but there's more than one side to that particular coin, which is the Moon here. One of you had a very strong fear of abandonment. The other person had a very strong fear of emotional abandonment. So it was equal. It was an equal fear that you both kind of, at some point, indulged in each other's worst fears. You know, like I said, somebody was not emotionally open to begin with, and the other person walked. And what's shared between you two, you both have your own kind of unique histories about what you feared the most. Being left behind, being hurt. Being left behind, being hurt. They're honestly not that far apart, as I often say. It's abandonment in the real world. I'll have to give this up, or I know it's going to hurt me, or know it's going to leave me, so what's the point of allowing myself to be open towards it? And the other person has a similar thing. I know this is just going to hurt me in the end, so why should I open up towards it? And somewhere in between you two were operating in the Moon at some point in your histories. Okay? So yeah, when I say you both had a lesson to learn this, you were both meant to be influenced. It was kind of confrontational of the worst parts of yourselves. Maybe not the worst parts, but the parts that we tend to neglect. What we fear the most and we don't resolve will end up making true in some way or another, because this is what ultimately will be manifested when it's left unchecked. So both of your fears in some way got manifested in the past, and you were both affected by it. You're both showing me high levels of soul bond connectivity. That means you both had something to learn in this. And you did. You learned it at about the same time, in the same way. Yeah, different ways, but very similar, I suppose is my point. You both had baggage, unresolved baggage to deal with. But when your stuff comes shining through as individuals, that's exactly what it is. It shines through. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Four of Swords. You look radiant. I'm very curious. The Four of Swords, I keep staring at that Wheel of Fortune. For some of you, this is much, much further out. The Empress. Ace of Wands, yes. Yes, Ace of Swords. It's a truth you've both accepted. Very good. You both are showing very strong high levels of self-empowerment. Okay. And having rested, coming together, and worked out your particular values. It is a very strong sense of renewal, but it's renewal with purpose. It's the best kind. It is renewal with purpose, the both of you. Okay. Here is the very strong agreement to try, and do more than try, but to succeed. And that's the rest that you both needed to heal and to really give this a fighting chance. Somebody here embodies the Empress energy. But you have both agreed the same. Kind of like how you both played off each other's worst fears in the past that were unresolved and unchecked, and probably unknown to you both. The way you both are kind of resolving now to understand and connect with the best parts of yourself, because now you both are better equipped to understand the best parts of yourself. The Hermit, that's you. Let's see it. Show me the Hermit, please. Let's see that Hermit. Let's see that Hermit. Let's see that Hermit, please. The Devil. 4 cups. There it is. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Because that's why I say, honey, don't get me wrong, you're delicious. But I know you didn't start out that way. It took a while for you to discover your deliciousness. You know what I'm saying? As I say, it's like, Virgo, you're making it look too easy. You're making it too... And I get it. You don't want to look back at the past. I got it. You're like, I want to move forward from this point forward now that I better understand myself. And I understand. That's why I said, for some of you kicking off in that Wheel of Fortune, this is much further down your timeline. In other words, none of this activity is even generated yet. Okay, so there you are at the Hermit. This is you and all you. I'm not saying you have fault. I'm saying 2 people played into this. And as beautiful as you looked, honey, it took you a long time, like I said, to understand your deliciousness. Just like they did. Their process was pretty straightforward. I couldn't exactly see yours, and there it is. This is something you worked out for yourself, your particular devil, your fears, your patterns, particularly your emotional fears and patterns. Anything that had to do with unhappiness, indulging in the wrong cups. Perhaps, I might be looking at a Virgo that might have been a bit of a player in the past, and somebody who had patterns of being emotionally unhappy and not really knowing that, so we were seeking kind of loose and fast adventures to satisfy our energy at the time, and it's just not who you are. But you might have had some incidences with it. And why? Who knows why? Who knows why? There's 1,000 reasons why. The point is that you work through it, because there's that same 4 cups, the one that you opened with. And there's this kind of like, oh shit, whatever this wasn't like that. I might have felt like this once upon a time, but that's not really who I am. And this wasn't one of those cups. And one of the things that I was messing around with in order for me to feel better in the short term, this actually meant something to me, right? I understand that this person is not part of my pattern, but they did show me this pattern, right? They're actually not like this. They weren't just somebody that Knight of Wands I was connecting to real quick to feel better about myself. This was actually something so much more, but they helped me see this. And that actually makes a lot of sense. Because your emotions here are much more in tune, and they're showing positive outward movement as opposed to internalizing the worst of it and saying this is just another representation of me having a loose and fast connectivity that makes me feel good now, but makes me feel really bad later, right? And that part of you, that's the part of you that healed and reconciled, and I think you took that ball and you ran with it. And that's why I'm seeing you so much more in tune with you today, and why you seem to know almost exclusively what you wish to see for yourself in the future, and it's a really solid vision. And like I said, I'm just getting started. And so when we really know and understand ourselves and heal those parts of ourselves, I was afraid to get emotionally involved because they'd abandoned me, or I was afraid to get emotionally involved because they were just going to leave me anyway. And so I can see where we would get caught up in that kind of energy that says, oh, I was just going to have fun with it because I knew it was just going to hurt me, or it wasn't real deal, right? That's just the fear thing taking its effect. I don't think whomever this is, really strong lesson here in self-worth and what is actually worth it and what they're not and who they are. They have their own lessons too. One of them being to emotionally open back up and to trust this connection again. They already saw the value in it. They learned a lot from it. But to actually open up again towards it in the 3D world, that's their particular lesson. You embracing strongly who you are, taking it and running with it and not looking back. And understanding this is the best of you, not the worst of you. Okay. It's actually quite lovely. It's incredibly lovely. And I say congratulations to you both. Where it will go in the long term, I could not say. But I really like the work that you've done on yourself, and yet we will continue to do on yourself. This Wheel of Fortune is interesting. My eyes keep going back to it. Let's spare a little more time on that, please. Give me this Wheel of Fortune. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune, please. The Lovers. Two of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get so many people mad at me right now. As I always say, honey. If you opened up so strongly in forging this relationship with so much pride and sense of feel good, I'm like, it's not leaving much room for recovery from the past. So it made me think this is an accelerated timeline. It is. And this is where some of you get pissed off with me. But hey, if you're the Virgo that's willing to do the work like I see you are, then you shouldn't have a problem with it. It hasn't happened yet. Not for a while. This lover that you see for yourself in the future, where you're quote-unquote just getting started, they are currently in a cycled out mode, and so is their love. We haven't gotten to that timeline yet. Mic drop. I will tell you this, you beat me to the punchline. You beat me to the punchline, Virgo. Congratulations. We haven't gotten to this operating phase yet. When you are busily and happily working towards this relationship and it makes you feel pride and confidence because you know exclusively who you are and what you want, can't put a price on that kind of knowledge. Understanding more about yourself. We have not begun this phase yet. Told you, I was telling this to somebody the other day. These things have a way of coming back around because they're either right and they're right for you, or it's to resolve differences. And I can tell you this, buddy, honey, chica, okay, whoever you may be. This is a little bit more than resolving differences. This is life. This is full-on life. And that's why you're a happy little busy bee, because you know what you want. This is where you two came from. And at some point I see you jumping into it. Full-on. Boots on the ground. Okay? These things have a way of coming back around because A, it's supposed to be in your life and you two are finally on the same page, or B, to resolve differences. And like I said, this is a lot more than resolving differences. This is two lovers finally choosing each other. Okay? Okay. See, there's a reason why, honey, I get those instincts. You get those instincts, Christina. You need to double check that. And so the question is, yeah, okay, Christina, so when is that? I don't know. They are showing me reconnectivity with you. They want to. They love you. They love the connection. That's never left them. Not yet. when you two are ready. That's all I know. Rest and healing perspective is still needed on both sides. They're developing more of their story. You are still developing more of your story. It's not to be rushed. That's it. That's it. Time. Time is needed. I cannot push what they will not. It's not ready for either one of you. It will be in future. I honestly don't know. You two are still developing as people, as individuals in your own particular worlds before you're allowed to reemerge. Okay? Okay. Trust is broken. I know it's them. I saw that because they're heartbroken. Okay? Trust is broken. This person's lesson is to learn to be emotionally open again and to emotionally trust you again. Okay? I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying that you had your own stuff that you had to heal from that put them in the position to make them think that they were just part of a not important or a superficial pattern. And that wasn't the case. They actually helped you learn that. And you are helping this person to learn that it's okay and safe to trust again, even after heartbreak. Both have lessons. Like I said, sadness, I know, and afraid, right here. The duality is real. Trust, I'm sorry, that's not, I read it upside down. Afraid and sadness. I know, you're both afraid and you're both sad. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, maturity level. You're both in a state of amplifying, learning, growing. So when you come back through like this, I could not say, you saw what I saw. I didn't, those were the cards that, Hanged Man, Four Swords, Three of Wands. It is inconclusive. When you're both done maturing and doing what it is that you need to do in order to get back into that place of connectivity. And as I was telling somebody the other day, you know, give yourself more self-love. What does your intuition tell you? Outside of that particular time frame, that is the answer. Whatever your intuition is telling you is probably correct. And I was telling somebody the other day, you know, just because I see closed doors doesn't necessarily mean that they're locked. More so with those lovers' connections and the Six of Cups. If it was a Three of Pentacles, like a friend, I'd be like, no, that's over, it's done. It doesn't have a lasting impact and it wasn't meant to stay in your life forever. This is something else. Give yourself more self-love. And the more you give yourself self-love and you understand what you want, it will shorten the process. Okay? The same for them. The more you do your work, the more the universe rewards you. And for some of you, you'll have a better or stronger direction of where this is going or where you would like to be within a year. For others of you, you will have some very strong indications in the next couple of months about what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. Okay. That's enough of that. No. Let's see this guy. Oh, this is a big one. That's what she said. Okay. Parties, external cycles. Some of you got caught up in a cycle of Three of Cups connectivity, but it didn't go beyond that. It needed to transform. Okay. Okay. Contracts, careers, commitments, codependency. Somebody would not let something go. A contract that's not really functioning, but we feel indebted to it. Or we felt that we were. That's, for somebody, there was codependency issues, and perhaps there still is. I have to take care of this. This is my particular contract. I can't break from it. It's codependency, or the sense that I can't leave, or I can't leave this, or I can't let this go. Could have been anything between work to another relationship. I don't know. Okay, but a contract is involved and somebody says they have to have it. Codependency, which means that's not true, but that's what we believe to be true. Okay. Codependency in and of itself is a false construct. We can tell ourselves, I have to, I have to, I have to, but if it's destroying us, destroying us, destroying us, then it's codependency. That's not actual reality. Okay. Okay, self-love, that's what I'm talking about. Understand self-love. You create your world through self-love and your intentions and knowing what it is that you want and who it is. Separation, longing. I know that you two separated and there's been a longing ever since. I understand that, but it also wasn't time. Celebration, abundance is near. Very good. Okay. In. G, P, N. Just, okay, 3 letters. The zombie, doing the same thing, in and out, drudgery, over and over again. The dog with the bone, the anxiety. Nothing's moving, nothing's changing, nothing's moving, nothing's changing, and I don't feel inspired. I feel kind of dead inside. That's for somebody. And there's the anxiety that's coming from that, and that's because we're not speaking to our authentic self about what we're doing and why we're doing it. That will ease up in time with more work. Okay, Y and T. Okay, no medallions today. How interesting. Virgo, honey, hope this helped you. It was a very powerful reading. It was very beautiful and very future-oriented. So if you want to see something more in the immediate and the upfront, I suggest you check your other placements because this is further out. Okay, it's beautiful when it does happen, but only when it's time and not a moment before. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.